Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the rainy Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist uses your strengths against you. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So your strengths, you know what they are by now, and so did the narcissist when you were in the relationship with them. They figured out early on what made you you. They figured out your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, your purpose. They figured out if you were an empath, if you were a kind, loving person, if you were a people pleaser, etc. They figured out everything about you. And you opened up to the narcissist just like an open book. So frequently during sessions, and even in the comments section on the videos I create, you will hear people's comments that say, the narcissist knew me like an open book, or they told me that they could read me like an open book. That is not a coincidence. There is no such thing as a coincidence on the planet. That is the narcissist in cryptic verbiage when you were in the relationship telling you that they knew exactly who you were and what source of supply you would be for them, and they were going to extract your resources from you and punish you for being you. So let's just hypothetically say that you were a people pleaser, or you didn't have boundaries, or an empath. Well, they could read that by just communicating with you in a few simple moments. They could figure out that that's what you were, and then that went down rabbit holes of you revealing more and more about yourself. In the beginning of the relationship, the more you shared with the narcissist, the more weapons they had to use against you, and your strengths were just this. So again, remember in the beginning of this video, I mentioned how the narcissist was going to use your strengths against you. You didn't know what narcissism was. You weren't taught this in school. So you did not realize that most people, or people on the planet, do not or did not have your best interest at heart. You believed that most people were like-minded and they wanted the best for other people. That is not what the narcissist wants. What the narcissist wants to do is to use, abuse, and manipulate people, to take advantage of people, to use their strengths against them, which for a moment here, I'll explain empathy. If you're an empath, you know exactly what it's like. You can read the pulse of a room in a moment. And now if you've risen through the ashes and come through the fire like a phoenix, and you've put yourself back together post-narcissistic relationship, your empathy is now on steroids, because this is a superpower. You now can use your empathy to have boundaries in place, and you don't just give away your empathy or your energy to anybody. You now have to figure out, does this person have my best interest at heart? Or are they a person trying to become an energy vampire and trying to zap my energy? But back then you weren't taught this in school. So example, how the narcissist uses your strengths against you. Let's say money. Let's say you had a good amount of money in the bank, or a reasonable amount, or you had a good job. Okay, well the narcissist looked at you as an ATM, and they figured out, okay, this person, they have a good amount of money or a good job. What I will do is I will slowly bleed them dry of their financial resources. I'll get close to them, maybe even marry them or move in with them, or have them create a business with me, whatever they decided to do, or you guys went with whatever plan you went with. But they slowly were trying to take your money from you. And what they were doing, I can almost assure you, is they were stockpiling their money if they were working. They were using your money to provide their lifestyle, and their money they were squirreling away for a rainy day, or investing, or hiding it, or whatever they were doing. Maybe even sending it abroad to other people that they're connected with. Who knows what they were doing, but they were not providing their financial resources, certainly not to the capability, to the level that you were in that relationship. So the person said, okay, the narcissist looked at you and they said, okay, you have some money, this is good. You have a good job, this is even better. I'll perhaps get you to fall in love with me or move in with me, whatever I wanted to do, whatever I could weaponize, one of your strengths, whatever I could weaponize against you, I'll get you to take a bite of that forbidden fruit. And then I will begin to bleed you dry of your money. And this is what happens. This is the narcissistic abusive cycle in a nutshell. It just goes around and around and around. It is the love bomb / euphoric stage. It is the devaluation stage. It is existing in the narcissistic fog. It is the discard, and it is the hoover if the narcissist so chooses to hoover, or if you haven't healed properly. This cycle continues on and on and on. The only constant in the cycle is the narcissist. It's not you. So once you get the wisdom and you understand that the narcissist never had your best interest at heart, and they weaponized and used your strengths against yourself throughout that whole relationship, and even sometimes after the relationship has ended, when you realize that, then the path is clear. It is to go no contact. It is to block these people remove them, delete them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now, when? If you have acquired the tools, or you are acquiring the wisdom about narcissism, first of all, you're a fortunate person. Second of all, my hope is you did not enter a narcissistic relationship. You're on the channel just getting wisdom, because you are going to have boundaries now if you apply it. And third of all, once you get this, you understand that not only are you the priority, you come first, second, and third, but that there are many, many dark energy forces out there. The narcissist will come at you in all different shapes and sizes. It's not just one person. It was in the past, in the relationship that you were a part of, most likely there was one person that you were thinking about or you were in the relationship with, and that person used your strengths against you, but now you have the tools. If you have the tools and the wisdom and you don't apply them, not a good thing. You need to get the message that until you have boundaries, until you stop being a people pleaser or a yes person, and when you finally learn to say no, the strongest word in the English language, and remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. When you apply these principles, then you will understand that you're on a good path now. You're conserving your energy for yourself, and nobody in the future or the present should be weaponizing or using your strengths against you. That is a tactic of the narcissist. So let's take children. Another one. Let's say that you love kids and maybe you're a mom or a dad and you married the narcissist. Okay, well, that's a rocky road to go down. It's not fun to be co-parenting with a narcissist, but the narcissist knows that you love your kids and that you want to raise them the best way. So what are they going to do? They're going to use that strength that you have, which is being a good, fundamental, sound parent and teaching the kids right from wrong, against you. That is why so frequently the narcissistic parent tries to be more of a buddy or a friend to the kids than actually a parent. They want to have somebody to hang out with when the child gets a little bit older, maybe teenage years or maybe even the early 20s or later, who knows. But the whole point is the narcissistic parent is not the mom or dad of the year by a long shot. What they are is a person that was trying to make sure you didn't become the mom or dad of the year, because you have empathy, and that is one of your strengths, that you're a good parent. Understand that. The same thing in the workplace bully, the narcissistic workplace bully. This person, what do? They look at you, they hire you, and then they figure out how good of an employee you are, and after a couple weeks, maybe a month, they look at your progress in your work and they say, wow, this person, which is you, this person can do a lot of work and they're actually amazing at their job. What do I need to do to string them along a little bit longer and keep them in the company so I can get a promotion, I can get a pay raise, I can get all the bonuses and the accolades, and this person will do most of the work, but I'll take credit for it. Oh, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll call them into my office and have a one-on-one meeting with them, perhaps every Friday or every other Friday, check in on what their progress is, what they're doing, figure out which coworkers they work well with, which ones perhaps they don't. Then I will promise them a bonus or a pay raise in perhaps a year, maybe 2 years, some period of time. And then when that time comes and this person, again, it was you did all of the work, maybe you did the workload of 2 or 3 people, then it's time for the pay raise or the bonus. And then the narcissist, your workplace bully / boss, will bring you in the office and say, yeah, you did a fantastic job over the last year, 2 years. That's very good job, but you left out this, this, and this, and you forgot to do that, that, and that. So they're not going to give you praise or accolades for performing at a high level. They're going to try and bring you down. And when they bring you down, you already know that that meeting's going sideways. Then what is the next logical sentence to come out of your mouth? Maybe you took those lines from the narcissist and you just went along and played with them. And then you said, okay, I get that, but what about my bonus or pay raise or my trip to the Bahamas? And they're like, what are you talking about? I don't remember what you're saying. There was no discussion of a pay raise or a bonus. There was no discussion of going to the Bahamas. What do you mean? And then you're in disbelief, but you didn't get that agreement on paper or in an email. So now you're like, you have to be kidding me. I just did all of this and I'm not going to get anything. And then what happens? You go to the Christmas party. The narcissist, your workplace bully / boss, is telling everybody what a great job that they did in their department, but you did all the heavy lifting and you cannot wait to get a new job, because this is what these people do. They weaponize your strengths against you. They use your strengths against you. It's the same thing with your friends. Let's say your friends, they are a good, stable group of friends, and you had a good relationship with most of these people, if not all of them, before you met the narcissist. And then what happens? The narcissist, you meet them and you introduce them to your friends. The next thing you know, your friends are becoming pretty close with the narcissist. Again, you did not know they were a narcissist, but this is the new friend, and you entered them into the group. And then the narcissist infiltrates your whole group of friends. All of the people in that hobby group, let's say it was golfing as an example. Okay, well then now you knew 10 or 20, maybe 50 people in the golfing group at the country club or wherever you golf. and they now introduce the narcissist to these people, and now some of these people aren't golfing with you as much. The foursomes are becoming twosomes, and the narcissist is the other part of the twosome with your former friends. What happened there? Well, the narcissist may have administered a smear campaign, or may have said that you were A, B, and C when you were nothing like that. And now your friends are beginning to not spend as much time with you in the hobby group. The narcissist has essentially swapped you out and swapped themselves in, and here we go. You're now isolated. Maybe you're not golfing any longer. You don't want to be around that certain golf course because that golf course was a place that used to hold good memories for you and used to love to go there with all your friends, but now your friends aren't even really talking to you because the narcissist has weaponized or used your friendships against you. This is what the narcissist does. It's their nature. There is no excuse for their poor behavior. What they want to do is disrupt people's energy, steal their time, steal their resources, steal their hobbies, steal their identities. And they do this going on around the globe each and every day. They go from person to person, place to place, hobby group to hobby group, and they look to use your strengths against you. I've given you a few illustrations here so far. If you really understand what I'm sharing with you, the narcissist, at their core, what they want to do is that they want to insidiously inject themselves in your life and go under the radar as if they are a wolf in sheep's clothing, and they want to glom onto you and get really close to you, figure out everything about you and take it away from you. They want to destroy people's lives. They are a walking time bomb. That's exactly what they are. So when you identify that this person that you're thinking about or were in the relationship with, they didn't serve you, and they weren't there in your corner, and they actually did a lot of damage to your life, it's because it was a toxic person. It was a person who went into that relationship under false pretenses. They got really close to you, and they used everything, all your strengths against you. They used anything they possibly could against you. That's why these relationships, when they end with a thud, a crash, a bang. These relationships, the toxic ending of the narcissistic relationship, it's unlike anything you've ever experienced because there are casualties left, right, and center, including relationships, including health, social circle, time, assets, all of your resources. Trust is a huge one. And people ask me again during one-on-one sessions, oh, and if you're interested in a one-on-one session, drop an email at narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. That's narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. But people ask me this question frequently: when will I ever be able to trust again? Trust is so hard. Trust is broken. I don't know what to do. My take on that, and I'll tell you right now, is you can and you will trust again once you learn to trust yourself. That is the key, because when you enter the narcissistic relationship, you trusted another person before you trusted your instincts and intuition. And what you did most likely is you ignored red flags and you believed in the words that that person told you. You did not pay attention to their actions or their lack thereof actions. So to trust again, a quick answer for you here would be yes, you can certainly trust again. But that person, whoever you want to trust or you're interested in trusting, they have to jump through hoops to get to you. And the only way that person can earn trust is if you trust yourself and you trust and believe in your decisions, and you know that there are no red flags or your instincts or intuition are not going off. In other words, your spidey senses aren't tingling. That's how you can trust again. That's exactly what you should be doing, but it will take time. Remember, the healing path is not linear. It takes time. It takes a lot of time, but in time, in your time, you will heal. That is the purpose of these videos, is to let you know that you will reach the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time. You're now living your best life, and you now have boundaries. You are now in the third version of you, the most strongest galvanized version of you known to human race. But understand, you have strengths. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. One of the weaknesses that most of us on the channel had, probably do not have now, but we had, is we trusted too much and we believed in another person's words, and that was the narcissist. And here we are. We are now applying the tools. We are getting the wisdom from the lifelong learning lessons of that relationship, and we're applying them to today. We don't live in the past. We don't predict the future. We live in the present moment. But understanding that as long as you know what your strengths are, and as long as you now can identify where perhaps you have some weaknesses and you shore those up and you believe in yourself, and you enter relationships when you want to, not because somebody else is pursuing you, which is a whole different video. You need to enter relationships and do things that you want to do. You need to do things that serve you. You don't do things because somebody else is trying to steal your energy or your beautiful, bright, shining light. That's what the narcissist did. That's not what we allow any longer. So understand the message. Why and how the narcissist used and weaponized your strengths against you? It's because you did not know who you were back then. That's not an excuse, it's just reality. You did not know that narcissism was prevalent on the planet, and you did not know that people didn't have your best interest at heart. You couldn't wrap your head around that, but now here you are applying the tools and you're understanding that, wow, this is actually correct. Andrew's right, because there are so many people that are trying to become energy vampires, or they want things from me, or they only pop up when they need money, or they need a ride, or they need this. But whenever I ask that same person for something, they don't answer the phone, or they're nowhere to be found, or they're MIA. And that's what I call a one-sided relationship. It's a relationship that doesn't benefit you, it doesn't serve you, it never has and it never will. That's why you need to understand conserving your energy and saving your empathy and love for yourself and those loved and trusted ones around you is the path, and definitely implementing boundaries will help you out. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that, you are not alone. Have a great day, you guys. I love you all. God bless you, and understand that you still have many strengths. You may not see it. Maybe today's a challenging day for you. Maybe it's a great day for you. Can't tell you, but utilize your strengths. Be proud of who you are. You are a unique, beautiful, bright, shining light, as am I. And the narcissist tried to take us down for the count, but they couldn't. That's why you're here in the community, and that's why you're paying it forward. So understand your strengths, and don't let anybody ever again weaponize or use these against you. Be proud of who you are. God bless you all. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.